Hey guys, Mr. Bowman here. This video is all about the danger zone zoo example, and we're going to go over each 3 tasks in separate videos, and we're going to get straight into it. We're going to start off with task 1. So let's get into the context. So Mr. Bowman is planning to open a new zoo. One section will hold some dangerous species, which will be crocodiles, which is the green area. So I'm going to write crocs over there, and we've got piranhas in the other area. Mind the spelling, I did get that wrong. So the proposed diagram includes 2 areas, and it said the entrance is going to be at 0, 0, and then there will be a bridge starting at 2, 0, which walks over the crocodile enclosure. We've been given the equations for all of them. So Piranha Lake, x minus 4 all squared, and then the parabola for the crocodile enclosure was represented there, and we got an equation for the bridge. And really important to remember, don't assume that the diagrams are to scale or are correct. So let's get into the question. So task 1, find the coordinates of when the bridge is directly over the edge of the enclosure. So the bridge is this green line going down, and we're trying to find when the bridge is directly over the edge. So we're looking for this point, and we're looking for this point. And that's another fancy way of saying when do those 2 lines intercept each other. So we're trying to find the when does, we'll get rid of that. So when does the bridge and the crocodile enclosure intercept each other? And we need to find the 2 points, and then don't forget, really important, we always need to add in our context once we've got those coordinates. So let's get into the maths side of things. So we've got 2 equations, y is equal to negative x plus 2, and the parabola equation, y is equal to negative 7 over 9, x plus 2, x plus 8. And we need to find out the x values for those. And the good thing about both of these equations, we can see they are both equal to y. So what we're going to do is we're going to equate those 2 equations. So that means negative x plus 2 is going to be equal to negative 7 over 9 times x plus 2 times x plus 8. From there, we can go through and simplify a little bit. So what we're actually going to start off with is move that multiplication over. So that is a divide by 9, so we're going to shift it over as a times 9. So it's going to be 9 lots of negative x plus 2, and that's going to be equal to negative 7 of x plus 2, x plus 8. We're then going to start expanding the brackets, so that's going to be negative 9x plus 18. Sorry, bad 8, let's try that again. Plus 18, that's going to be equal to negative 7 of x squared plus 10x plus 16. Then let's expand the final bracket. Negative 9x plus 18 is equal to negative 7x squared minus 70x minus 112. From there, let's look to simplify. Let's move everything over to that side of the equation so we can form our quadratic equation. So that's going to be is equal to 0 is equal to negative 7x squared minus 70x plus that 9x from over here, minus 112 minus 1 or minus 18. We can then group together our terms. We'll group those and group those together. So that's going to be negative 7x squared minus 61x minus 130. And from there, we can actually go through and we can find our 2 solutions of x. So using our calculator or the quadratic equation, we would have figured out the first value of x was negative 5, and the second value of x was negative 26 over 7. Potentially, you could have converted that last one into a decimal, but I'm going to leave it in fraction form because I prefer to deal with fractions. And From there, we then figure out the corresponding y values. So by using our easier equation, so equation number 1, we can find out, well, what are the y values at those points? So we're going to be y is equal to negative minus 5 plus 2. That's going to become positive 5, which means our y value is going to be 7. And then the next one will be a bit trickier because of the fraction. Y is going to be equal to negative 26 over 7 plus 2. I'm going to change that plus 2 to make sure it has a denominator of 7. So that's going to be 14 over 7 now. And then the two negative signs are going to cancel each other out, leaving us 26 plus 14, which is 40, divided by 7. And that's the y value for the second point. And from there, we can state the coordinates. So the coordinate of that, negative 5, 7, and the coordinate of that last one, negative 26 over 7, 40 over 7. Those are the coordinates. So there's answer the initial bit of the question, find the coordinates. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to the blue pen, and an important part to our internal is making sure you describe things in context. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to describe these two numbers in context. So our bridge, we'll start off with that. So ideally we're going to do this below, but I've run out of room, so I'm just going to do it to the side. So our bridge will be directly over the edge of the crocodile enclosure at 2 points. And then I'm going to list these 2 points. So this is when we're going to get a bit tricky. So we're going to try to convert these two numbers into references to north, east, south, and west. So the first point, probably out here, that there is going to be negative 5 and 7. So that means we've gone 5 units west, and then we've gone up 7 units, or north 7 units. So we need to describe that. So it's gone 2 points, which is 5 meters west and 7 meters north from the entrance. So that describes that first point. We'll tick that off. We now need to do the same for the second point. So we're going to go same deal. We're going west by 26 over 7. 26 over 7 meters west and 40 over 7 meters north from the entrance. And I think that there really explains that into context. So just reflecting what we wrote, we've mentioned the bridge, which is a really important part. We've mentioned the edge of the crocodile enclosure, really good. And we've gone beyond our coordinate. We've mentioned how does it change to east to west, and north to west. And same deal, how does it change north to west? So that wraps up the first task. Make sure you understand this, make sure you get everything down, and then keep an eye out for the second video, task 2, which is going to discuss the merit criteria.